Afternoon. It's May 19th, and I just wanted to do a little garden update. Here's our sweet potatoes that we strung up, put the strings up, and these guys are starting to climb up these strings. They hit in the first row of the trellis. It's a little dark right now because we're about to get some storms roll through, so I was trying to get this little update done. So here's a little butternut squash we put in. This is where we had our spinach finished up, so we put a butternut squash in. We got the string for it to climb up on the trellis. Here's them lettuce plants. We've been going for months now, still going at it. Walk around here through the gate. Come on, boy. Let my dog in. Here's our sarpomiras plants that we planted in these big plastic containers here. And then here's the Yukon Golds. They're taking off. They're doing great. Let's see. Got my cat gate put back up, but I didn't finish these things. I'm going to get this finished this weekend. My knees started hurting on me today, so I said, well, we had about enough of that for today. So we'll get a good look at everything. There's the potatoes. There's our onions. Our onions are doing great. You can see how nice and big these things are. They're not starting to bulb yet, but they should be any time now. And here's our iceberg lettuce. They're starting to look pretty good. There's our other box of onions. They're taking off and doing great. Some more lettuce. A couple little chili pepper plants, but they are not doing the greatest. I didn't water them. I forgot about watering them. About died on me. So I got back on that. And here's our blueberries. They're starting to come out now and get some blueberries on them. That's a Northland, and this is a Blu-ray. You can see they're starting to get some nice blueberries on them. And then another Northland. And then another Blu-ray. You can see we're starting to get loaded with blueberries. Here's our big container. It had the potatoes in it, so that had the 4 Yukon Gold potatoes in it. It's doing good. This is those cucumber plants that we planted and trellised up. They're doing pretty good. You can see. Doing nice. There's another one that's doing nice. Crawling right up the string. Here's our cabbages. They're doing extremely well. We put this netting over there so the those codling moths can't get in there and destroy them. They lay them little green caterpillar guys on there, but these cabbages are, you can see the leaves in my hand. These things are getting big. And here's one in another one we put in a pot. There's some more Yukon Gold potatoes. And our blackberries are starting to come in really nice. Give you kind of a blackberries at the house are starting to come in. Strawberry plants, we just picked strawberries, so they're excuse me, they're doing nice. We lost some of the canes that we left trellised up over the winter. They didn't take the winter, so I cut all them back, and now the new canes are coming out. So we'll get some berries off of them next year. Here's our little fire ring pit that we planted some some onions in, and they're doing great. Get another shot of the blackberries down through there. So here's the box that it killed all of the frost got. It killed all these plants back to nothing. There was no green left in them, but now they're starting to come back. This is a baby Dutch variety. And here's our barbecue grill and our beets. They're starting to do nice. Here's another little cucumber plant. I made a little trellis out of a twin bed frame. Actually, that was a kid's bed frame, so that's the metal frame. And I used it as a trellis. Put it in a pot. I cut the bottom of the pot out and just buried the pot in the ground. And it's doing pretty good. Here's our winter wheat. It's starting to do flower out. We'll take this winter wheat and we'll use these wheat berries to grow more mushrooms with. So there's our little winter wheat. Here's our first planting of Yukon Gold potatoes up against the house here. They're getting really nice. This one's about, well, it is on a mound. It's mounded up, but you can see that thing's doing good. And here's our little beans that we planted. They're starting to sprout out. These are Kentucky blue pole beans. And here's our giant Marconis. They're doing good. And our tomato plants. I've got to address an issue with these things. The pH in this box. I made a mistake this year and didn't check the pH. So I got me a new meter and checked it, and the pH is really low. I planted potatoes in these boxes last year and added some sulfur, and all this organic materials dropped the pH. You can see a little light green in the leaves, but the tops are still doing pretty nice. And we planted them at that mark right there on the post, so they're still growing. They're just not growing like this guy over here. Now this one over here was planted at the same time. This is a halcinator, and it's as tall as my gas meter there. And we've got some blooms coming out in there, so that should be all right. We have our first planting of sweet potatoes here. So here's another little row of sweet potatoes. I gotta tie that one up. That one just fell out on me. We got some winds today. We got some storms coming through here this evening. So we're supposed to get some high winds. I'll get them tied up this weekend. And there's another little cabbage plant. I had extra cabbage, so I just threw it in a bucket, running out of room to plant stuff. And then here's a butternut squash, and we have a few more planted out front of the house. And there's our lettuces that we planted earlier. They're doing nice. These were 55-gallon water barrels that I got from a friend of ours. And these were, that was food grade barrels. We cut them in half and just put some handles on them and filled them up with mix. This was our butter crunch lettuce that we've harvested all of it off of. And now you can see this is a heirloom variety, and it's going to seed, so we'll get some seeds off of this guy, hopefully, with any luck. I may have to tie that one up with the winds coming through. She might be on the ground tonight. Maybe I'll do that here in a little bit. But just a little walk through to let you see what's going on. And with any luck, Lord willing, we'll get we'll get some vegetables off of this stuff and some fruits off of our plants back there this year. So just a little video, updated video, let you see what's going on. Thanks for watching.